Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our first live range time of the day. Welcome to Airgun Expo 2024. Really quickly, let's run through just some admin and forgot the word, it escapes me, forgive me. We'll run through our sort of lineup here of sponsors and thank yous. There we go. I want to say thank you to all of the sponsors here that you see on the banner. This is all of those folks have helped make this event happen. So super huge thank you to all of those guys. If you want to know more about anything you see in here during the lives or in the pre-recorded stuff, just go to our website, theairgunexpo.com, click on the logo of the company you're interested in. It'll take you to their showcase, and then you can learn more about them and even communicate with them. There's a form at the bottom, fill the form out, and you can send them an email directly. So definitely check that out. Also want to say thank you to Gateway to Airguns, AirgunWeb, and Airgun Army. We're going to get more about Airgun Army. We'll probably talk a little bit about that tonight at the wrap. Okay, what are we talking about today? We have the Evanix 30 cal. This is a 30 cal pistol, guys. All right, so yeah, there you go. 30 cal semi-automatic pistol made by Evanix. These are available through New England Airguns. It comes, at least my kit came with, let me make sure safety is on.
Can I show them pictures while
Yeah,
you
you
talk?
can do that. My kit came with a moderator, and 2 regular mags and a double mag. So I think that's the kit you're getting. If not, please double check with New England Airgun about what comes in the box. The pistol, I was gonna say rifle, the pistol fires from the open bolt configuration. So what I mean by that is the breech stays open, right? So this is your cocking lever and it doesn't blow back. So the fact that we have the sight there is fine because it doesn't move. Once you've cocked the gun and returned it, you're set. Let me show you what it looks like when the gun is not cocked. You actually see the breech or the pellet pusher there, right? So here's our 10-shot magazine. It's 2 5-shot wheels. And you shoot one, you push it over to the next one, and you shoot your next one. And then it comes with 2 single mags, 5 shots each. Now, we've had a lot of questions, folks talking about pellets or slugs and this. Look, this is a pellet gun. Please hear me. You can try and run slugs, but it doesn't have the velocity to really give you any advantage at all. So you're just spending more money for less performance, okay? So this is a pellet gun, and if you want like a hunting pellet, then Hades, right? The 30 cal Hades are what you want to be shooting. We're gonna be shooting the 44-75 pellets today. We have the, let's see, both of the Hades and 30 cal, both the JSPs and 30 cal are 44-75. I'm gonna put the moderator back on because it's a little bit loud. And this moderator actually does have baffles and stuff, so it's not just an air chamber. They've done a good job this time, and it's pretty nice. They've also moved, the gauge used to be in the front here, which who wants to look down the barrel of their gun when they're checking the gauge? Nobody. So they've moved it over to the side. Now, you want to fill this to 250 bar, and I mean 250. If you don't fill it to 250 and try and shoot 10, maybe you goof one, you shoot 11, the gun might burp on you. And what I mean by that is it doesn't have enough pressure to return the hammer against the hammer spring and lock it on the sear, and it'll go brip like that. If you've ever played paintball, like I used to back in the day, your CO2 gun, when it got low, and you'd fire pop, 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 brip, and that would be, it didn't have enough to engage the sear. That's what happens with these guns, and it's all of the semi-autos that Evanix has that. You just stay above a certain pressure and you're fine. So you want to make sure you stay above 150 bar. You've got a gauge right here, and I actually fill by the gauge. So sometimes the gauge you get on your compressor or the tank or whatever may be off. In fact, there's always a margin of error. So I go by this gauge, and this has been very reliable as far as this. I'm not saying the gauge is accurate. I'm just saying I go by this gauge, and when I fill it to the 250 on this gauge, the gun doesn't have that problem. So that's what I'm saying. Actually, on one compressor, I filled to like 255 bar, and another one I filled to 250 bar, and another one I have to fill to 260 to get to where this is showing what it needs to show. I just say that to you because you're going to want to make sure you have enough air in your gun so if you're shooting, you don't get that burp. It's not going to go full auto. It's not going to cycle a bunch of pellets. It doesn't do that. It just sounds weird, and it can be a little disconcerting when you hear it happen. We actually, on the video we have on this gun, it actually did it to me. So you can actually watch that, see what happens. It's no big deal, but I want you to be, it's super important, I guess what I'm saying, stay above that 150 bar. If you do that, life is good with this gun. Okay, we're gonna shoot some pellets, and then we're gonna top it off. We're gonna shoot some more pellets, we're gonna top it off, shoot some more pellets, and we're gonna have fun. I've got a target, and I don't know quite how far it is, but I can find out because my wife's gonna hand me my Hawke binocs over there. Woo. We got a little breeze coming in, which is actually nice. It was kind of stifling earlier. So a little breeze is pleasant. We don't want like gale force winds, which we've had recently, but a little breeze isn't too bad. I'll take it. Okay, so these are the new binocs, and I'm using the ever-living dickens out of them. They are gorgeous. Sue, you used them, you tried them yesterday. What'd you think?
Oh, I like them. I want to go hunting with them.
Yeah, I mean, they are super nice.
By hunting with them, I mean, I want you to go hunting, me to use them.
She wants to go spotting.
Spotting, yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
Cool feature is that they actually have a laser rangefinder in it. I set my target up, I'm thinking it's like 12 yards-ish. Let me just see. You can actually focus down, which is nice. Get this close to it. Yeah, 11.6 yards. Okay, we'll say 12. So there we go. Now, why am I shooting only at 12 yards? Because it's a pistol, okay? It's not a rifle, it's a pistol. Now, we have scheduled later in this week, I'm gonna try and get my daughter on. I know she will, actually. I'm scheduling her to be on. We have a version of this in 25 caliber that has a carbine stock. That is like super cool and super fun to shoot. So hopefully she'll come on, she'll do that with me, and we can stretch that out way beyond 12 yards because you have the stability. The gun's very accurate, but it is a pistol. And yeah, look, pistols are for close range. So if you're trying to shoot this at 30, 40, 50 yards, you're buying the wrong product, okay? This is a pistol. It's great for what we have here. And I have two targets set up. I don't know if you want to just gently pan the camera over to the other targets. Yeah, so the diamond is a typical, like, if you're gonna do cowboy action or whatever, you wanna, they're angled downward. So when you look at them, they're like this. So you hit it and they direct the recoil or the ricochets downward, which is super important. So you have that. You can buy multiple of them and you can do drills. So you can like double tap, 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 change target, tap, tap, change target, tap. This is 5 shots. So you know, your last was just a tap. You don't get a tap, tap on the last one. But you could do that with this. The other calibers have more rounds, like 22 I think has 7, 25 has 6. So it's a very cool way to do it if you want to practice something that's actually got some power, got some pop to it, and is a fun semi-auto to shoot. I think it's better than CO2 by a mile. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. So we're gonna shoot both these targets today. I'm gonna shoot the chicken just so you guys can see the energy that this gun puts on target. Now that's AR 500 steel. So yeah, it moves it. It's actually got some thump to it. On top of the gun, we're running a Hawke, I think this is MRD, yes, MRD5 reflex sight. Super nice sight, okay? One of the cool features about this sight is auto shut off. So if you do like I do on occasion, like I used to do it all the time when I had a sight that didn't have this feature, you forget to turn the red dot on, or off, excuse me. So you got it on, you're walking through the woods, you're doing your thing, you don't shut it off, you set it down, you go to use it the next time and you got a dead battery. Really frustrating. Well, this has auto shut off. It's super nice. You can turn it off, but it also will just shut itself off when it doesn't feel movement. So I really like that. Just a nice, simple, lightweight sight. We have a different sight we're gonna put on the 25 because it's in that carbine format. So we're gonna be getting that set up for later this week. So that's enough talking. Let's go ahead and do some shooting. We're gonna be using the True Ballistics Crony. I learned yesterday that having it closer to the muzzle is what you need. So it's gonna be sort of next to it, and this is pretty loud, so it registers pretty good. So we're gonna use this. We're shooting at 12 yards. We'll take a couple shots at the chicken, and then we'll do some double taps and stuff on the steel target, on the diamond target, to see how that does. Yeah, we'll go from there. I think we're good to go. I think the little red light means we're connected. All right. I am not going to try and shoot slugs because I really am serious about you're wasting your energy and efforts and money. But I will shoot the Hades because I think they're going to be fun. Right now, we're going to shoot just single cartridges or single mags with the regular 30s. So these are 4475 domed. Let's see how they do. Let me know if we lose camera 2, okay?
I will.
Okay, we're gonna cock the gun. Make sure you're on safe too. Cock the gun, load your mag. It's got a really positive ball detent in there. So when this clicks in, it's clicked in, and the double mag's really cool. So when it clicks, you can really feel it engage. Okay, we're gonna turn our sight on. All right, you put the red dot on what you want to hit and you gently squeeze the trigger. I think I'm gonna go like this so that I can be more accurate. Be more accurate.
Generally, you only shoot, well, not only, but you generally shoot rifles, not
Correct.
pistols.
I am not necessarily a pistol guy, but I mean, I like pistols, I just don't shoot them enough. Safety. Okay, so if we talk about energy, let's look at that. Energy on that. Oh, what's that last shot? 33 foot-pounds. I forgot to clear my shot list here. Let me go back. I'm going to give us a new string. We're going to get several strings, but let me clear this. We'll take another shot. But that was 33 foot-pounds. So realistically, this would be a great little pesting gun if you're into that. I'm a little high. I'm going to aim a little lower. There it is.
551. 567. 552.
Can you shoot not from the rest and see how it differs?
What's she doing to me?
No, I mean, I don't mean to like set you up to fail, and
No,
you're
no, it's
welcome to say
fine.
no, but I'm curious as to what the difference is for accuracy when you
Sure, I
do
can
it
do that.
one way versus the
I'll
other.
give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. Look, quite literally. Ready?
Yep.
545. 502. 523. 513.
Takes me a little bit.
400.
Yeah, but that's not bad. I mean, that bird is not that big.
No,
What,
it's
two,
only about
2.5
that big.
inches.
Yeah, no, it's small. Trigger on this is super nice, by the way. It is just, it's a 2-stage trigger. I believe there's some adjustment, but I don't know that you want to go in there. It may not be. You'd have to take it apart to get in there, and I really don't know that there is. But it's just a nice trigger. It's a 2-stage, just a nice, simple trigger. It's not real heavy, it's just nice. So let's go ahead and fill this up. Now, on the filling part. We're going to shoot mostly this week. I mean, we've got some spring guns in the mix and stuff, and we shot the Nitro Air Umarex Complete yesterday. PCPs require high pressure air. Now this is a carbon fiber tank I've had for a while, but you got to fill this tank. It takes 4,500 PSI. This gun takes 3,600 PSI. The way this works, okay? Just because this is huge and it's filling these 2 little cylinders, because there's an air cylinder here, and this was ingenious, Mr. Lee, awesome, that's Evanix. This shroud is actually pressurized. So they use the shroud as additional air reservoir. I thought that was awesome. That was pretty smart thinking. Anyway, because this is big and this is small does not mean that this can just keep filling that to pressure continuously. Whenever you have 2 air vessels, whether it doesn't matter the size, when you have 2 air vessels, this will only ever equalize with this. So if this fills to 4,500 PSI and this needs 3,600 PSI, when this drops below 3,600, it will not put more air in this gun than whatever's in the tank. It'll only ever equalize. And that's interesting because I didn't understand that in the beginning, and there's so many air gunners that I've met, like at the range and other things, and they're complaining, I can't get my gun to fill. It's not filling all the way. I don't know what's wrong. Their tanks at 2,500 PSI, they're trying to fill to 3,000 or more, and it's not filling because it physically can't, right? So you got to be able to fill this to 45 so that you can fill this to, or whatever gun you have, to what you need to fill it. And that's where something like the tuxing comes into play. I don't know if you can see that in the frame.
You can now.
Okay, so the tuxing compressor, that is a gas power compressor. They do have 110 versions. They do have like a more hobby cage version. That's a commercial scuba compressor. Let me get this hose. It shouldn't be on the ground. Okay. Okay, so that's a commercial scuba compressor. It produces breathing quality air. That's what they tell me. I would personally want to see that certified, like have a certificate to validate that. But anyway, breathing quality air, so it's super dry, clean, and suitable. That is ideally what you want for your air guns, is that quality air. All the other compressors, if they don't have that breathing quality air, then you could be getting particulates, could be getting moisture, and all manner of other things. So the cage compressors, the Young Hangs, all of those, unless you're filtering all of that air coming out of those, you could be putting crap in your gun you don't want to.
Which can cause rust, right?
Well, it can cause rust, it can cause leaks. If you get stuff jammed in the O-rings, debris, it can cause all manner of things. And regulators really, regulators are very sensitive to moisture and particulates. So if you want to keep your gun operating like properly, filter your air. Whether you're like this has dual filters. They're sort of hobby cage compressor. It's like $900 plus or minus a bit, maybe $850. You can get it on Amazon. That has a desiccant filter, and on the intake, it's kind of worthless. That's a panacea. It doesn't really do you any good. Just people put it on there. I don't know why. Unless you're filtering and unless you're drying the air on the way out, doesn't really do good to dry it on the way in. Just take my word on it. So you have two condensing towers. One just is a moisture condenser, and then the second one is actually a multi-stage filter. So seeing that integrated into a hobby compressor is very awesome, and that's what their cage compressor has. We may have a link to that on their profile on the Airgun Expo, so definitely take a look there. And then they also have tanks and all the other stuff. But that will top this from 3,000 to 4,500 in about 8 to 10 minutes, which is awesome. If I take my other like traditional cage hobby compressor, and it's probably gonna be 30 to 45 minutes depending on the model and how well it's working. So super fast, and this one's gas powered. So out here at a field, at your camp, at your hunting camp or whatever, if you hunt with air guns and you need a lot of high pressure air, you're filling tanks to take out the field, that is awesome. Now it's overkill for the gun here. You don't need that for this. You can get a little personal compressor, but being able to just top this off a tank, which takes seconds, versus a compressor where you're having to do a lot of work. There we go. A compressor that may take, I don't know, 5-6 minutes. That's not a long time, is it? But 30 seconds is faster. Okay. We're done. That's the tight fitting. Let me switch that up. There it is. That'll work better next time. Yep, okay. So we'll set this aside.
How many shots do you get on a fill?
You get 10 shots on a fill. Because it's designed for power.
Yeah.
It's like max power. Let me turn our crony back on. Okay. Let's go again. Now, sometimes after a fill, it kind of isn't optimal. Let's see if it does it today. So sometimes I may just want to clear it. Okay, and then load the mag. Okay, so we do a new string, and let's see what we get here. We ready?
Yes.
I didn't want to paint that target, but I guess I could have. I'm going to aim above the bolts. So it's 31.6.
560. 560. 544. 541.
So we're at from 29.1 to 31.8 foot-pounds on that. Now I'm going to rapid fire it. We'll see how we do.
Rapid fire it.
Rapid fire. You like that?
I do.
All right. I don't expect the Crony to track it, but well, we'll see what happens. All right, ready?
537.
He got one. He's like, I don't know what you're doing to me. Okay, that's kind of the cool stuff you can do with this. I'm going to switch out to the Hades and see if they're any different. I guess I'm going to go put a coat of paint on that chicken real quick, and then I'll be right back. Here's something fun. Do you want to consider what we're getting for impact? Let's switch to camera 3.
Camera 3.
You hold it.
Yeah.
Can they see that? I can't see the screen.
Yeah.
So that was what's left of the pellets. Okay, so is it pushing some power?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Impressive. I think that's a lot of fun. Now, I'm not going to get into the weeds on the whole air guns for self-defense stuff. Camera 2. Okay. I think I've made it clear what my opinions are on that. I'm not for it in any capacity. So there are going to be some folks that say, oh, it's good for self-defense. I would not recommend this for that. I don't think it has enough power, and I don't recommend any air gun, primarily unless it's last resort, unless you, because of the reliability factor. There's too much that can fail and leak and all manner of things that...
Sorry, give me a minute. I just got to go fill my PCP.
Yeah, right.
One.
Hold on, I'm out of air. I need to go fill it up. Hold on just a second. I'll need a few minutes while my compressor starts up. Yeah, that's, you know, I'm being kind of, I'm poking fun at an extremely serious subject, because I hope to God I'm never in a place where I ever have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Or anybody else, frankly. I know people are, however. So I don't want to make light of it, because it's not a light thing. But if you're going to make plans in that capacity, I think there's lots of better ways to do it. So there are going to be folks that say, this is great for self-defense. And we're going to be looking at the Hubin pistol later this week. I have the Hubin 22, which, whew, that's a sweet pistol too. Different sort of focus. And there's a lot of people that are pushing that for that thing, and I'm just, I'm not going to be one of them. I would disagree with that assessment. That's my personal opinion. You can have a different opinion. That's perfectly fine. Doesn't matter to me. But for those that are, and I get the question a lot, that's why I mention it often, I'm not a proponent of air guns for self-defense. Okay, let's shoot some Hades. So
You're back on the bird?
Back on the bird? Oh, yes. I was hearing a quail. I was like, what bird? Where is it? You could get, this is very accurate. I'm not terribly accurate with it, but the gun itself is very accurate. And I've gotten like, you know, same impact like over and over and over and over with it. So it does do that. But if you were like woodchuck, squirrel, rabbit, stuff within a reasonable distance that you can actually, with your skill set, can hit the target, absolutely viable. 30 foot-pounds is a lot. That's a lot of energy out of a little pistol. Your typical CO2 gun may be 5. Like, no, actually, your high-powered CO2 pistol might be 5. Your typical may be 2 or 3. So 30 foot-pounds is right up there with the most powerful break barrels that you can get. So, yeah, I mean, just in perspective, a lot of power, little package. Again, if you're interested in something like this, you want to know more about it, I got this from New England Airguns. So, and you know, I'm tight with Mr. Lee over at Evanix too. So really nice guy, makes some great products. We're going to switch over to the 10 round mag. Okay, there's a quail. I hear him. There's a lookout. What time is it, hon?
9:31.
Okay. We'll probably wrap up after this. I'm going to do a 10-shot string. We'll have to get the crony going. Price point on this is, it's pricey. I think it's right around $1,100-1,200 bucks. These are all made boutique, so they're not mass produced in China. They're made in a shop in Korea. They're milled aluminum. I mean, these are, there's not a lot of cheapness going on here. There's a lot of engineering. There's a lot of really well done components. They're super easy to work on too. They're not hard to take apart and rebuild if you need to. There's not a lot going on mechanically that's complicated. There's no regulator, none of that stuff. There's a spring and a valve and a trigger assembly. And the trigger assembly is actually modular. If you guys, let me know, if you guys would like to see like a tear down and rebuild of one of these, that's something I can do in the studio. But put it in the comments if you'd like to see that, and we can maybe schedule that for after Expo. Maybe Sue and I can do it live in the studio, so we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. There's some birds over there that we're not going to kill them because they're cute little songbirds, but
They're brand new too.
they're brand new little baby birds, just getting their feathers. Anyway, but if you guys want to see that, to see how these actually come apart and go back together, let me know, because it's actually really, really ingenious how they've built these to be very serviceable, which I think is a great feature. A lot of the Evanix guns are extremely serviceable, which to me is important. It's very important. You can get stocked up on O-rings and a couple components and have that, and you'll probably be set for life to be able to service your own gun, which I think that is like a huge deal. But their stuff is super easy to work on. Let's get the crony started. Here we go. Hopefully we're lined up right. Close enough. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
And I need to aim a little low, this close. Okay. Safety. It's 32.5. It's pulling to the right a little bit. That could be me.
569. 564. 559. 560.
So just to change magazines, like with this one, you just push it over till it clicks into place, and now you're ready to roll on your next 5 shots.
541. 549. 542. 530.
Oh, I missed it. I watched myself do it. All right. All right. Anyway, so we got all the shots on the crony. That's what I was going for. Yeah, that's it. So we started off at 571. We ended at 516. That's 10 shots. We are at 32 foot-pound, 32.5 foot-pounds at the beginning, and 26.5 at the end. So I think it's a pretty good performing gun. The first 5 shots were all over 30 foot-pounds. So that first magazine is your important one, and then you have an extra one if you want it. It's a lot of energy. I know that 10 shots is not a lot of shots, but it's also a very, very small cylinder. So if you hand pump, this would be super easy to hand pump. So you don't even need a full compressor or a tank or any of that stuff. You can hand pump this up pretty quickly if you want to just do some shooting or if you want to do some pesting. I personally, and when you guys see the 25 cal microcarbine, I think you're going to, I think we should do maybe we'll do a poll of which do you prefer, the pistol or the microcarbine. I'm curious what people think. I like the microcarbine, but this and a little microcarbine is a 50-yard shooter. I know this because the 25 in a microcarbine is a 50-yard shooter. So yes, super nice platform. I hope you guys got some stuff out of that video, enjoyed it. If you want to know more about any of the products you see here, please check out our sponsors over there at theairgunexpo.com. Click on the Hawke logo, you'll learn about the scopes. Click on Utah Airguns, you can learn about the chronograph. Click on any New England Airgun and learn about the Evanix Viper, and actually all the Evanix products we got here you can get through New England Airguns. Both Evanix and New England Airguns are sponsors. So yeah, it's a kind of a cool combo there. I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors, whether AirgunWeb, Gateway Airguns, Airgun Army, all of the Airgun Expo sponsors. Thank you guys so much, and thank you guys, the viewers, for watching, and thank you for your comments and your questions. It really helps us keep going, gives us some stuff to go on, and lets us know what you guys want to know. So if you have any of those, put them down in the viewer comments, and we'll do what we can to get to them. That's going to be it for now. My name's Rick here with AirgunWeb and with the Airgun Expo. Thanks for watching.